Why do you choose to pay for murder when you can just be vegan?
Oh, fuck me. This dusty old thing vegan teacher.
So what are we about to do right now? We are about to look at that vegan teacher on TikTok, and we're probably going to regret it.
You're innocent, but now slowly you're beginning to learn.
Must kill meat eaters.
You're on your way to becoming vegan. To becoming vegan. To becoming vegan.
As of recent, there has been an explosion of people talking, well, not really talking, I would say more like shitting all over this one vegan content creator who goes by the name of That Vegan Teacher. Her name is Kadie. Apparently she was recently banned from TikTok because her approach in regards to uploading content was too extreme. This is extreme. Telling people to not use unjustifiable excuses to exploit animals is extreme.
Heaven is vegan, it's vegan right now for every pig, lamb, turkey, fish, chicken, and cow.
Singing songs about heaven being vegan is extreme.
She even started comparing homophobia, racism, misogyny, and sexism to animal cruelty and veganism.
Animals are modern day. What's going on here? This says white meat. Why is it that we are still eating animals and treating them like property? Animals deserve their freedom. We need to have compassionate hearts. Just like any other underprivileged group, animals deserve their space and time on this planet.
Speaking up about different forms of oppression is extreme. I'm sorry, I'm failing to understand what is so wrong with what she is saying. So animals do deserve to be needlessly oppressed, even worse than other minority groups in the world. Last I checked, oppression was never a good thing, whether it is being done on a person or another sentient being. But that's just me. I mean, how could anyone morally and logically disagree with that? It's confusing to me when people want to get upset when someone questions their mistaken beliefs to be perfectly normal and moral just because everyone else is doing it, or if it's what the law is saying is legal. People will get upset and start to ridicule, but then will not even be willing to talk about the subject. Here's an example.
Good Lord, this lady is like the Jehovah's Witnesses of veganism. It's like, man, be vegan, that's fine if that lifestyle suits you, but please, for the love of God, don't show up and knock on my door. I don't want to hear it.
Cool. We'll stop talking about it when you stop supporting the needless enslavement, rape, torture, and death of these animals for taste pleasure. Sound fair enough? Deal? Do me a favor. Put yourself in the position of these enslaved beings. How do you think they feel? How would you feel? A part of me understands why people like Leon Lush say things like this, because they are not aware or are maybe not even willing to understand the horrors of the animal exploitation business known as the animal agriculture business, because deep down inside, they know it's completely unnecessary and horrible. But that's where I'm confused, because if it is upsetting to you, then why aren't you at least willing to learn a little bit further why it is upsetting to you? Is it because deep down inside you know it's wrong and you're just protecting your own ego or pride, even though ending the animal exploitation business is not about who is wrong or right or your fucking ego or pride? It's simply about not needlessly exploiting trillions of animals each year. I think if someone like Leon Lush at least saw the needless atrocities that are happening right now to these animals we humans treat as commodities, and understood the basics of plant-based nutrition, I think he would pretty easily convert over within due time. I could be wrong, but my wishful thinking can maybe make a difference in the world one day.
When you wish upon a star.
Sadly, my wishful thinking hopes may fail when I hear someone like this speak.
This first video we have today is probably the most annoying that we're going to look at. So basically, she made a TikTok a few weeks ago talking about how apparently no matter your health conditions, that isn't an excuse to not go vegan.
This is another content creator who's just shitting all over that vegan teacher. The reason that vegan teacher said that is because the guy who claimed people have these health conditions which requires them to eat animal products is absolutely full of shit.
And if they have a vitamin B12 deficiency, if they have an iron deficiency, if they have a zinc deficiency, if they have irritable bowel syndrome, if they're allergic to nuts, if they're allergic to soy, or they medically have to be on a low-carb diet.
What is she doing? So this guy's basically listing off a bunch of health conditions that make it so you can't go vegan.
This is epic bro science being spewed by Slapnuts there with the beanie on his head. All those issues Slapnuts said are not resolved through consumption of flesh or exploited animal secretions. Meat, dairy, and eggs do not heal, nor are they healthy. It's not like animal flesh and secretions are magical substances people should be eating to avoid allergy or intolerances, and these health conditions are not proven reasons to not follow a plant-based diet. It's straight bro science bullshit that's being painfully spewed by Slapnuts over there. The reason that vegan teacher is calling bullshit is because there are people who have certain allergies or intolerances, and just because someone has a certain allergy or intolerance, it doesn't mean they can't find other plant foods they can eat. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of plant-based options for people in developed societies to choose from today. And there is no medical condition that would require someone to eat flesh secretions to rectify a vitamin or mineral deficiency. As far as I know, the only time a low-carb diet has been used to treat a medical issue would be in the case of epileptics. And if someone does suffer from seizures, a low-carb plant-based diet can be achieved without much effort in today's developed society, which happens to be a society where Slapnuts resides in. What I don't understand is the content creator who made this video is also actually offended by the little sign that vegan teacher is holding up here.
Not an excuse, you weak little snowflake. How are you gonna call people snowflakes when you get all offended when people go, oh, I'm having steak today?
I'll one up that. The person who is saying this nonsense is not only being a snowflake, but being an outright little bitch. How about that for being a militant vegan? The reasons vegans get offended is because it is absolutely unnecessary for a cow to go through the immense amount of torture and exploitation for a few moments of sensory pleasure, since again, I repeat, you do not have to eat the flesh or secretions of an animal to be healthy. The truth is, anyone, not just vegans, would get offended if they understood this is completely unnecessary, and if everyone had the balls to see what is going on in the animal agriculture business, aka the animal enslavement business, they would not support this abhorrent shit. I challenge any non-vegan who is watching this to see the 3 documentaries below in the description box down below and tell me if all these standard practices of unnecessary torture and death, which are occurring right now as you're watching this video, is an acceptable reason to continue to support these insidious industries. Moving on, apparently, there's this talk about that vegan teacher spreading unnecessary hate.
As she started describing coming out as homosexual is very selfish nowadays.
LGBTQ, we support you, but if you don't like oppression, why the f aren't you vegan yet?
Miss Kadie thought that coming after the LGBT community would give her a lot of attention, but she ended up failing miserably, as the LGBT community didn't get offended by the unnecessary hate she was trying to spread.
What unnecessary hate is the vegan teacher spreading? She's talking about the needless exploitation of animals and talking to the LGBTQ communities about this. There also has been straight up lies being spewed by dumbasses across the web.
This has made a lot of people start a petition for Miss Kadie's dog Bella immediately after they found out that her dog lives off of vegetables and grass.
Who the fuck said that vegan teacher is feeding her dog vegetables and grass? Where's the proof for this comment? This is an outright lie, and if I had to guess what that vegan teacher is feeding her dog, it's probably vegan dog food mixed in with other plant foods, which are perfectly suitable for an omnivorous dog to eat. This misconception that a plant-based diet is just vegetables and grass, like this lying content creator said in her video, who of which I will not say her channel name, is an outright misrepresentation of this whole situation. Besides, when did everyone become an activist for the rights of dogs? Why does everyone suddenly care so much about her dog, but not about the pig, chickens, cows, goats, sheep, fish, and other animals that end up on their plate or their bodies that are outright exploited for unsubstantiated excuses? This is one of the highest forms of hypocrisy I've ever seen. Which leads us to this guy.
So yeah, her point here is that she's not making anyone feel guilty. It's just the videos and the pictures that she's showing to people which is making you feel guilty. You're the one sitting on TikTok all day posting those videos, you know, to make everyone feel guilty about, when there's nothing that can be done about most of the videos you're posting. Like, she'll post a video of like pigs getting slaughtered and say, go vegan. It's like, if I were to go vegan right now for the rest of my life, throughout my whole life, I wouldn't even save one animal because they're still gonna be killing the same amount. And I know it's a thing that vegans love to say, like, oh, well, if everyone thought like that, then we never get anything done. But some people just don't want to spend all their energy worrying about a problem that is so far from being solved. And like, if there was an event that took place, like maybe a law was changed or something like that, or just a bunch of people decided to go vegan, like millions and millions of people, then I think a lot of people would consider going vegan as well, because there's actually, you know, progression. But as it is now, like, pretty much everyone eats meat, and there's so many people that are not willing to give up meat under any circumstances. So there's really no point of you, you know, sitting on TikTok and trying to guilt trip people all day, because like, you know, watching those videos does make you feel bad, but there's nothing that can be done about it. And going vegan doesn't do shit.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there, but let's start from the top. I've already put this kid in one of my previous videos, and he is a prime example of a child that doesn't know how to process the ethical treatment of other animals logically, because he uses popularity and government as an excuse to not be vegan. He thinks by going vegan, he would not save one animal, even though that makes no sense. What this kid is failing to realize is he wouldn't just save one animal, but he would save over thousands of animals throughout his life if he decided to go vegan. He also brought up the idea that some people don't want to spend all their energy in regards to a problem that is far from being solved. Well, I wasn't aware it required all of a person's energy to buy beans instead of flesh. I wasn't aware it required a person to spend all their energy to buy almond milk, soy milk, cashew milk, or any other plant-based milk instead of the stolen lactations of a raped and abused cow. I wasn't aware it required a person to spend all their energy to buy egg replacement products or tofu if they feel like eating something similar to eggs. Hell, I wasn't aware it required a person to spend all their energy to simply have a plant-based diet and not support the atrocities of the animal agriculture business. These are ridiculous excuses that are equivalent to a child begging for the major populace and major authorities of society to make logically ethical decisions for them because they're too immature to process the needless killings of animals is wrong, even if everyone else is doing it, or if the government says it's okay. It's people like this kid who appeal to the masses and authorities to dictate their own morality or own willingness to do the right thing as proof that this is a sad statement on society, because I wonder where this kid would stand if he was born in the early 1800s in America. That's right, I just went there, and fuck you if you want to mischaracterize what I'm saying. When it's all said and done, I don't see what's so wrong with what that vegan teacher is saying. Is she a little cringy? Sure, sometimes she is. Is the message that she is relaying wrong? No, it's not wrong, and the people who are bashing her are a bunch of cowards who are not willing to face the truth and speak for what is right. Animals do not deserve to be needlessly exploited for your pleasure. I will say there is good news to all of this. You don't have to be a coward or a hypocrite. Just stop supporting the animal agriculture businesses. If any of you have any issues with what I'm saying, then please feel free to let me know in the comment sections down below. Either way, please know I appreciate every single one of you, even all you confused people out there. Feel free to do any of the 3 things you see behind me if you haven't already. I'm the Natural Hulkster. I want to thank you all for watching, and please stay tuned for the next one.